All right, good evening, class. Welcome to my lecturette. Today, I am going to be talking about conflict between motorcycles and automobiles. Specifically, I'm talking about the conflict between people who are on two or sometimes three-wheel vehicles and the aggression that they face, and really just the wall between them and four-wheeled vehicles on the road. If you're not super familiar, I want to open up by explaining why there is conflict and exactly what I'm talking about. Me personally, I've been riding motorcycles for about 6 years now. I've had my fair share of incidents with drivers of other motorcycles, cars, trucks, semi-trucks, and just the challenges that we face as motorcycle riders when we are trying to get from A to B safely. The main problem that we have is we are a much smaller vehicle on the road, so they don't see us. And what we've been studying a lot in class is obviously the conflict and why people have aggression with one another. The conflict that we face as two different vehicles and means of travel on the road, as a motorcycle and a car, is the problem of people's mainly pride and frustration they get as someone who might have offended them. When I say offended in these situations, I specifically am talking about motorcycles who maybe go too fast, cut off other drivers. A lot of drivers who don't see motorcycles, they cut them off. I actually was just coming home like 20 minutes ago and someone almost hit my friend and I on our ride home from dinner. They just didn't see us. They are changing lanes, and luckily, I have some experience on the road on a bike, so I kind of saw this situation developing. We are in the farthest lane on the left. We're going about 75 miles an hour. The speed limit here was 70, so we are out west on a little trip right now. So we're going pretty quick. I see this car enter the highway on the right side. They make a lane change to the middle. They're behind someone. So to me, as someone who's watching this develop, it's pretty clear they're looking to get all the way to the left side. They put their blinker on. Looks like they see us. They cancel the blinker. We go to pass them, just maintaining our speed. All of a sudden, they throw their blinker on and they merge right into us. Luckily, there's a big shoulder, bike's pretty fast, so we're able to pull around in front of them and kind of, wave to them, let them know, hey, you almost just hit us. In that situation, personally, I also drive a car, and I understand how hard it is sometimes to see motorcycles, so I try to be compassionate because the tendency for a lot of guys on bikes is to react to that situation as if the intention of that driver was to do the maximum amount of damage. People get scared, emotions raised, people start, trying to smash your mirror off, trying to cut you off, trying to give you the middle finger, trying to do all sorts of things. And that's really just not the direction that we want to go in with these situations, because all that does is elevate the tension that is already there. The best thing to do is get yourself safe. That's your first priority. Then make sure they're safe. And lastly, try to respectfully convey maybe they should have a little bit more awareness, but it's important not to overreact. Yes, your life is on the line. A lot of people say that person almost killed you. The problem is that's usually very rarely someone's intention. It's very rare someone is actually trying to run you off the road and actually hurt you like that. My personal experience, why I wanted to choose this topic, was because I already mentioned I've done a lot of riding. I've rode cross country before from Vermont back to California. I've crashed a couple times. Luckily, nothing horrible. Pretty much able to walk away from both of them. I've had a lot of situations where really, really close calls, some of those my fault, some of them other, and I've had a lot of close calls. I've driven cross country in the car twice. So I've also had close calls as a driver with motorcycles, and there's a real conflict because too many people, they focus on the driver as the problem and people not paying attention. And I wanted to create awareness that is not the intention of drivers and other riders, to hurt you. there's going to be exceptions, there's going to be outliers, but for the most part, people are just trying to use the road, get from point A to point B, and you're going to do a lot more good by being respectful and not overreacting, and you might actually save someone's life versus as a biker, it's very classic, guys will go up and we have covered gloves with pads on the knuckles, and these bikers will go up and they'll just smash people's mirrors off their car. It's pretty easy. I've never done it, but it's very, very easy to do if you're any near somewhat capable of being, a good motorcycle rider. It's not that hard to just drive by somebody and just, clip their mirror off as you're going by. And a lot of guys do this thinking that they are, they have this weird self-righteous attitude of, I'm going to teach this person to be more respectful of riders on the road. And that is a complete wrong approach, because you're just teaching people that you are someone to not be respected on the road. And you're deepening the conflict there. What needs to happen is, just let them know, hey, you almost hit me. And all you need to do is, most people realize when you get around them or you get back into their sight, because a lot of times you're just in their blind spot. And when you just make them aware, hey, you almost hit me, people actually feel really bad. They really react like, oh my goodness, I almost just possibly killed someone. And so I've got a couple clips here of me showing how to properly ride, because the conflict is not just there are bad drivers. Like I'm saying, there are a lot of bad riders too. And something that people gloss over far too quickly is a lot of people who are aggressive drivers, again, specifically aggressive towards motorcycle riders, it's because they have lost a loved one to someone who rides, or they know someone, who was close to them, who had a bad crash, changed their life, and they're getting angry at you because a lot of bikers tend to neglect proper riding gear. And that's something I wanted to create awareness about, where if you wear proper riding gear, I personally have noticed you gain a lot more respect from other drivers on the road. A lot of that gear has reflective stuff. They're going to see you more, and all around, you're preparing yourself. It's a classic saying, dress for the slide, not the ride. People are going to respect you more. That's going to keep you safer. You're going to keep other people safer, and you're going to help other riders who are out there not wearing their gear. If you're respectful and they see you, they're going to want to imitate that behavior, be more like you, and they're going to start to hopefully wear their gear more too. So I've got a couple videos here just demonstrating, I took these today. I've got a couple bikes just showing what not to wear and what to wear to hopefully help you resolve some of this conflict people might find on the road. Thanks. It's a beautiful day for a ride. This is how you don't want to ride. This is unsafe. This is bad. This is how bad boy Brian rides. Open toed, no helmet, t-shirt. Okay, this is how you want to ride. We've got our helmet. This is DOT approved. We got our bike with our blinkers. We just checked everything. Lights are all good. We checked our chain. Our chain is good. Everything else is set up. We got our paperwork, our wallet. We've got proper riding shoes, proper pads. We've got a back protector. We're gonna put our jacket on. Something that a lot of people overlook is it's important to keep yourself cool, especially in the summer when it's really hot. So having a good summer jacket, that's gonna protect you, but also keep you cool so you don't get the heat stroke. You don't wanna get sick while you're riding. Put all this on. And then, really important, we've got good gloves.